Hello Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your June 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We're going to start off with a sound ball for about 20 seconds just to tune into the energy, and then we'll go straight into your reading. Alright, so if you'd like to join me on an inhalation and exhale. Okay, Scorpio, let us see what June is bringing you. We're going to start off with a theme for the month, with a major arcana, and then we'll be getting three piles. First pile, first row will be the current energy starting the month off in June. The middle pile will be anything that's unseen, and the final pile will be the outcome for June. If I remember correctly, last month for May, your reading was quite challenging. A lot of spiritual growth and expansion. Let's see what's happening for you in June. I won't be getting jumpers for all of them. I'll be cutting the deck, but we're just getting a jumper for the theme for you. As long as it takes. Scorpio, theme, thank you. 2, right. The Call and Hermit. Okay, so you're taking a lot of time to go inwards, introspection. Sorry, I've got my white light there, if you can see there, okay? Introspection to make a judgment call. All right, so it's all about doing some soul searching, all about taking the time to really recognize. It feels to me that there's it feels like the judgment is happening before you actually do the internal work. It's like you pushed. It feels to me like whatever decision maker that needs to be made, I feel like it's you within you, but it feels like that gets decided and it's kind of outside your comfort zone. It's not what you would ordinarily think that you would do, and then afterwards you're like kind of doing the introspection. You're kind of going, oh how interesting. It's weird. It doesn't feel like it's particularly sudden, like the decision isn't sudden, but it is not what you were expecting. And then after that there's a real kind of recalibration that's taking place within yourself. Kind of interesting. Right, I'm going to be using my deck. I'm going to cut the deck and then clarify with 3 cards per card as well. And I will not be taking... See, that jumps out when I don't want it to jump out. Right. There was a 7 of Pentacles that wanted to jump out. Looking at what you harvest, what you put into something. Is it worth all the work that you put in? Are you reaping the rewards? Got that Lover's card that also wants to jump out there, which is talking about that decision that needs to take place. And it's like whatever decision you're needing to make this month, you might not be aware of it just yet, but it feels to me like it's not just you for yourself, it's you. It's like you're having to decide for the bigger picture, you know, for connected to loved ones as well, people around you. Okay. I will show you all the cards, don't you worry. Okay, the Judgment Call has come up twice. Ooh la la, it's nice, it's nice. Okay, we'll go through the current energies in the beginning, middle and end, and then we'll clarify those, okay? So, you're starting off the month feeling the sense of, I'm feeling this kind of really raw feeling, like you're feeling fairly kind of vulnerable in the sense of it's almost like you're self-doubting yourself. You're not quite trusting in your choices at the beginning of the month, okay, because there's a rawness, a vulnerability, perhaps there's been an illness. But I do feel like it feels like it's almost like jumping a timeline. It's almost like moving into a different sort of paradigm of reality, where you feel a lot more sensitive to the energies around you. You're feeling a lot more kind of raw and vulnerable, and with that, but because you're at a point of this feels like it's coming after an internal battle within yourself. Now, sometimes when we go through a bit of a battle, it could be a physical battle, it could be a medical battle, it could be a relationship battle, or an internal, all of it obviously affects you internally. But sometimes when we've been battling for so long, we get to a point of like almost exhaustion, and that enables us to just let go, because we're sort of sick of the suffering, when we're sick of the resistance and the big war that we're pulling up, and the war that we put up is a defense mechanism to protect ourselves, essentially, all right? But it feels like you, by the time you come into the beginning of June, you're so kind of worn out that all your defenses are down, and the beauty that comes out from that is that you open up more to your sense of intuition. You're starting to see kind of things in a very clearer light, where because you don't have the strength anymore to keep fighting in a way that's actually a good thing for you, because it allows you just to relax into it, surrender into it, and allow more intuition to come through, and then you can work out where the blockages really lie, which is in the mental place, because we've got the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so there is definitely this feeling where you in a way you're needing to recoup a little bit with that Four of Swords, but you are protected. But with that comes this beautiful High Priestess energy, and you're feeling kind of like, it's like when we stop trying so hard, then the natural flow and the natural activations can come through, and our intuition, our psychic abilities, all of those become a bit more on point, because we're just no longer putting up all of these resistances. But in so doing, in enabling that to come through, you're starting to recognize that you have been stuck in the mental body, okay, with that Eight of Swords. Just kind of interesting, because I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a recognizing how you maybe have trapped yourself, prevented yourself from forward movement, because there was such a concern over protection, such a concern over safety. Okay, so we're just going to clarify each of those sections before we move on. It is a really positive reading. I will go through it all with you, don't you worry, but let's just work with this in the beginning of the month. It doesn't surprise me, because May's reading for you was, world card, May's reading was pretty full on for you, okay? Right. Okay, under the Four of Swords, we've got the Temperance card, the Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Wheel of Fortune twice now, and the Judgment card twice. So this is quite a big month for you. Under the High Priestess, we've got this Seven of Wands, which is my kind of protection card as well. King of Pentacles and the Star, Major Arcana Scorpio. This is going to be quite an interesting month. We've got a Tower moment coming up for you as well, but we will talk about that later. Eight of Swords, we have the Four of Cups, yeah, the Five of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. That's it. I love it. Okay, so in this energy of kind of feeling like you're a bit run down, let's just put it that way. You've been a bit run down because you've been burning the candle at both ends. You've been in this kind of soldier warrior battle for so long, and now you just need a bloody breather. You know what I mean? Okay, but we have the Temperance with the Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. What you don't realize, even though you may feel initially like so frustrated that you don't have your va-va-voom, your mojo, your get up and make stuff happen kind of energy, this is actually such a blessing for you, because it enables you just to sort of stop and take stock and just refuel for what's to come, because what's to come is quite a lot. So you do need to kind of take that opportunity and rest any moment you have in the beginning of June. Okay, the Temperance with the Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. This tells me that divine timing is at play here. Okay, so if you felt that you were a bit stuck and not getting anywhere, the Angel of Temperance says you were forcing too much, and now is a time when you sort of slow down and give yourself a bit of a breather. And when we feel a bit vulnerable or a bit raw, we actually soften more to compassion. You know, sometimes when things are going really, really well, we can often be react to ego. Okay, so when your defenses are down, yes, sometimes you can feel a bit like a sorry state, or you know, some people can go into like self-pity and all the rest of it, but you feel you a lot more sensitive is what I'm saying. Okay, now what the Angel of Temperance is saying is like, okay, finally you're giving yourself a bit of a breather. You are softening to the possibilities of more, searching for more, and in that space, in the Emperor space, now's the time to really, the timing to become your Emperor and plan for the future, the long-term future. Now we're going to turn that Wheel of Fortune in your favor, okay? Because you've given yourself, you've stopped fighting, okay? So you're moving more with flow. Okay, now with the High Priestess, we've got the Seven of Wands, we've got the King of Pentacles, and we've got the Star card. So you're picking up on this. It kind of feels to me like you know that there's something coming on in for you, and you can't quite put your finger on it, but it is something that is going to enable you to fight, not fight for what you believe in, but protect what is yours. And step up into a King of Pentacles energy, which is not quite the Emperor. The Emperor is the overarching energy, but the King of Pentacles is an aspect of the Emperor. The King of Pentacles, he's very grounded, very practical, gets things done, knows what methods to employ, and carries on to create his long-term sense of security, his stability, that energy of feeling safe and protected. Okay, with the Star card, it basically says you can wish upon a star now. The energy surrounding you are supporting you for wish fulfillment, okay, for faith for the future, being able to dream about the things that you want to invest in your life. Okay, so the High Priestess is picking up on something where you know that if for example it's a situation where a boss at work, it's obviously not going to relate to anyone, but everyone, but I'm just giving you an energy. A boss at work wants you to do some overtime or take on a new project, but they don't want to pay you any extra because you're feeling you're no longer having to battle something, and you just entered into a period of surrender and recuperation as a result of that. I feel like you kind of just a bit more nonchalant, a bit more, well, no, I'll take that project on if I've got the time, and if you pay me X amount, then I'll do it, okay? And so it's no longer kind of, please give me the extra project, I'll do anything I can to do it. It's like you recognize what the stakes are. Similar is if you are selling something, okay, and someone puts an offer in, and you kind of go, the old you, the battling you, the fighting you would have said, okay, well, we'll just do whatever we take. So now you're kind of going, no. I'm going to just, these are my morals, these are my standards, this is where I set the bar. You need to meet me on that level because I know what I need to do to achieve that. And you recognize, but it's quite intuitive in the sense that it's almost like you're speaking faster than you're thinking, because it's actually intuition that is taking over. Your higher self is taking over at this point. So that's where I'm feeling that judgment call that I was talking about at the beginning. It's like a decision or something that's decided or said way before you've given it a chance to overcomplicate in the mind and analyze it too much. And by working with those energies, it's serving you very, very well. Where you have felt a bit sort of, you noticed that there was a bit of this mental block that was caving you in, you're recognizing that it's not helpful for you at the moment. You were in that state of flummox, I don't know, I think flummox is a word. You were in that state of flummox, of caught up in the headspace, feeling kind of trapped, like, oh, you got to tread carefully, because you were thinking, well, I should be grateful for what I've got. I shouldn't really tempt fate here. I shouldn't really rock the boat. But yet you were still kind of going, well, but I'm still unhappy and what it is. So you were like tossing and turning between this one area of, I don't want to jeopardize what I've got, okay, by getting something new or changing something. At the same time, you're like tossing from that to, I need to do whatever it takes to get this done. You see, but those are kind of like mental energies. What are you recognizing by in that beginning of June, when you're allowing yourself to kind of just stand in your power, but in a very undefensive way, just this is how it is, you know? Then we've got that Ten of Swords. And that Ten of Swords tells me that you're recognizing that that mental block that you created within yourself was just that, and you can change that. So you move from the Eight of Swords to the Ten of Swords, meaning that that which made you feel stuck, you're now kind of going, you know what, that doesn't work for me anymore. It's not, it doesn't serve me or anybody else around me, so I'm just gonna let that go, okay? Because you're no longer strategizing or trying to puppeteer any situation. You're more flowing with it, which I really like, okay? Now, it feels to me like this Judgment card, this Call card, even though it's coming at the end of your reading, which I will show you, the theme of your card with this Call card, it feels to me like it's coming with this Tower moment. We've got the Tower, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So this is unseen. You don't see this coming just yet, but this is coming into your environment in the month of June. The Tower talks about a shock to the system, essentially. King of Swords feels, I'm feeling quite positive about this, like there's a positive outcome as a result of the King of Swords, and it enables that movement. But it does seem to feel quite chaotic energy in June. It's like all of a sudden, just as you were healing, just as you were kind of moving with flow, then all of a sudden everything happens, because you've stopped kind of putting resistance. You've stopped putting up the brick walls. Now you've basically laid out space, and then the universe comes showering you with, it feels like a gift. It does feel like a gift. Okay, so, right, let us clarify these for you. No-brainer. It's weird. Even though I'm feeling like a gift energy here, I don't know if I don't have any aces or anything that would literally suggest a new beginning, but there seems to me some sort of gift, and it's like a no-brainer. Okay, let's just clarify these. Okay. You're so much more wise as well with your forward motion. Okay, under the Tower we've got the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, well there's our ace, right? And the Five of Wands, which I'll show you just now. King of Swords, we've got the Chariot. I thought there was a move. Okay, the Empress, ooh, and the Hierophant, again, major arcanas. It's a big month for you. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, we've got very nice, Four of Wands, Death card, Ten of Pentacles, no-brainer, no-brainer. Okay, so with this Tower card, you know, this crashing, crumbling of the tower, this defense mechanism that you have built up around yourself, it's not really serving you anymore, okay? It seems to me like there's going to be something that comes out of nowhere. It could be related to, sorry, let me just show you. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Five of Wands over there. Okay. Feels to me that out of nowhere, quite suddenly, something that you worked on previously is now taking a whole new facelift, a whole new startup. Okay, so if it was some sort of business that you tried to work on in the past, ideas that you had, like inspired ideas, inspired action from the past, it feels like it's taking on a whole new leaf, okay? Something that you've thought about from the past, but now all of a sudden a new opportunity gets presented to you. Yes, it feels like it is surrounded by a lot of competition in the marketplace, but it feels like it's weird because I wouldn't normally say with the Five of Wands, but what I'm getting here, because we've got that Three of Pentacles sandwiching the Ace of Wands with that Five of Wands, what I'm seeing here is that you are, even though it might be this inspired idea, this inspired project, which comes out of nowhere, even though there is competition, it feels to me like you're making your connections work for you. It's kind of, I really actually quite like the energy. It's like, say for example, you've worked on a project with a bunch of people before, a bunch of mates. Say it was in university or whatever, and you had this project and you worked on this project together and it was exciting. Okay, and then 10 years later or whatever, you are, all of a sudden you get this inspired idea and you contact all your old mates from the past, or was an idea that you had then. And then now, even though the marketplace is quite competitive, I feel like you're bouncing off each other in a really, really fun kind of way. Because the Five of Wands doesn't always have to be conflict. They're actually training. This feels to me a lot like banter, a lot like kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of energy where the people around you that maybe you've worked with before, or maybe it's just the inspired ideas from work that you've done before, but it feels to me like it's really challenging in a really fun way. So it's like you're seeing it as a challenge, and it's like the people around you, even though there's external conflict, the people that are supporting you, the connections that you already have, are kind of keeping you on point. They're kind of keeping you on your toes, but I would say in a really positive way, not in a detrimental way. I really, really love it. Now we've got the King of Swords with the Chariot, the Empress, and the Hierophant. There may be a decision to move somewhere, okay? We've got the Chariot, which is victorious, abundant movement forward, and of course we've the Empress talks about abundance, and then we've got that Hierophant. When this all comes under the King of Swords, this is telling me that not only are you gaining a lot of wisdom within yourself because you've addressed those mental blocks that you've had, but you're doing your research and you're like ready to roll, baby. It's like you're striking while the iron is hot. That's why there seems to be a decision that's made before you actually have the time to kind of sit with it. It feels like it's all about timing now, because the time was slow in the beginning of the month and now it's sort of racing ahead, which is really, really exciting. It does feel extremely abundant. It does feel that whatever again, there's this idea of connections. Think about the people who are in your friend circle or even in your work circle who have other connections. It's really about employing and grabbing hold of the experts in their field at this time. It feels to me like you are doing less yourself and more in a delegating area, because you know that it's like the idea that you have is not something you're doing from beginning to end. It's like you are holding this idea as an umbrella and you are delivering it feels like it's something that helps other people out as well. So it's like the work that you do, or this idea, this project that you have, has the benefit for a lot of other people, and you're going to be able to serve, you're going to be able to deliver a lot of projects to other people, work for other people. But it's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, to all these different people, but it serves your greater good because you are overseeing the whole thing. It's bizarre. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. Then, moving through that, you're recognizing that with the Knight of Pentacles, it's not going to be a win-win immediately. It's going to take slow and it will take progress. But the idea is there's movement here. We've got the Chariot, and I was really picking up with this whole energy of travel or movement with that Knight of Pentacles. But then with that Chariot card, that gives it even an extra nudge of motion forward, okay? Seems to be some sort of movement, physical movement, towards a better lifestyle, perhaps. And we've also got the Four of Wands over here, so that could also talk about travel or holidays, or it could even be like a halfway to marriage card, all of that jazz. But we have this huge transformation over here. Okay, we've got the Death card. Moving on to the Ten of Pentacles, which talks about your long-term sense of wealth, your family connections, your inheritance, where your home is, your security. That's what Ten of Pentacles is. It's the best money card there is. But Ten of Pentacles is a pentacle card, so it talks about something that's solid, material, grounded, all of that sort of energy. So it feels like you're rushing forward and you're creating this, it's almost like you're a conductor of this huge orchestra, but in a really nice way, not in a kind of fighting way like you have been prior to June. And with that, you are going to be moving into a bit more of a stable lifestyle. Home is going to feel a bit more firmly rooted in the ground, making space for you to move forward. And that transformation, again, he's also traveling on his horse like this. One's traveling on a horse and the other one's traveling on a camel. Okay, there is movement here, movement, and they are both facing in this direction towards the future. So you recognize that this, like, striking while the iron is hot is the implementing of something. You know full well that it's going to take time before you reap the rewards, but ultimately there is a sense of security, sense of protection. It feels like that's been the biggest focus for you these past couple of months. Okay, so it feels like you're ready to make that move. You've done your homework. You are contacting and speaking to a lot of people, and you're taking the right measures to do so. You're researching it, you're gaining the right intel, you are recognizing how you can actually structure certain things into your daily routine, that sort of stuff. And the outcome of the month is beautiful. We've got Judgment again, which is that core card, okay? Moving from that dark cave towards a paradise with that owl in the background, that wisdom, which is that, I don't know if you can see that over there, that owl. I'm just trying to wait for it to focus. But the owl represents wisdom, like the King of Swords, okay? And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Again, thank you very much, where things have been all over the... I mean, if you look at the foam of the sea between the Tower moment and the Queen and the Wheel of Fortune moment, that one over there, that has got is lightning is striking. Lightning is striking over there, and all that foam around that cracked tower is in your present environment, but you're moving towards that smooth water there and the island in the distance. So you're still feeling, I wouldn't say a backlash, but you're still feeling the energy of chaos and turmoil around you, because things went from quite slow to all of a sudden you're carrying fast, okay? And then we've got that Two of Cups, and now you are really on open terms with yourself and with a significant partner. It could be a partner, a romantic partner, it could be a business partner, it could be a family, or a family member or close friend. But it feels like it does connect with that person as well. So let us clarify this. I'll cut the deck. Oh, Magician wants to jump out. Ha ha ha. Okay. Under the Judgment we have Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and Nine of Cups. Wheel of Fortune, we have Four of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. And under the Two of Cups, we've got the Ten of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Sun. Scorpio, this is beautiful. So we've got that call card, that Judgment card, that big decision that needs to be made. It's like a decision from the universe is forcing you to make this decision as well. But it feels like you are the one who really has the the end saying, the end result. It feels to me that the gift that you get has got something to do with your pentacles. Pentacles being money, property, assets, anything like that. We've got something over here with to do with this Ace of Wands, which is connected to, it feels like business related, something where you put your energy in and you get the trade-off of money or finance or cryptocurrency, whatever the case may be. Feels to me like you're getting a bit of a leg up in this department to invest. Okay, I'm seeing investments in terms of perhaps you get a bit of funding, even for some of you. I mean, I wouldn't normally say this because you've got to be very careful about saying this. But if you've done your homework, this month, and you've got this inspired action and this decision to take something forward, it really seems to me that even if you were to take out a business loan and use that to work hard, if you've done your business plan and everything, it seems to me very, very fruitful for you, because we've got the Nine of Cups, which is your wish fulfillment. So ultimately, your decision now, in the month of June, is, do I take this Ace of Wands? Do I move it forward? Do I actually go with this inspired idea? Do I follow my dreams? Ultimately, that's your choice. You can remain in fear and worry about your energy of protection or your safety of your pentacles, your sense of security. Or you can kind of go, there's no, security is a fallacy. There's no such thing as security unless I have the security within myself, which is where I feel excited about the future, following my passion, all of that sort of thing. Okay, so really by the outcome of the month, you're going to have to make that decision. Do I take what I have earned, and that could be in skill set, it could be in money, it could be property, it could be in your personality even. Do I take my skill set and do I invest it into my dream? That's the question. Only you can answer that. Right, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's showing me that we have moved now from that Four of Swords that we had in the beginning, where you were feeling quite vulnerable. We have moved now into the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Okay, so now what is happening is, this Wheel of Fortune, where you were kind of a little bit feeling vulnerable and needing some time out, the wheel has changed, and now you not only take that Ace of Wands, that energy which you were exploring. I feel like you start to recognize something that you can actually do well financially in. Okay, it's like it's an add-on to that inspired idea. The inspired idea, I think, was just as a result of your heart's desire. Okay, inspiration. That moment. Okay, how do you make things work for you, right? And then by the outcome of the month, you see a shift and you start to recognize, oh wow, I could take this pretty far. Like, I could really earn some serious dollar with this. Okay, and you start getting communications that come through as it relates to how you can apply yourself, how in some cases apply for certain things as well. Perhaps you are applying for a type of office space, if you know, take it as it resonates, but, or are you it's like you've done your homework, you've done the stats, and you're starting to recognize that this idea that you've got, this dream that you've got, wow, it could actually be real. Like, you could actually monetize on this, so which is really, really nice. As a result of all of this, I do see that you are where it might have been a little bit strained with this Two of Cups energy over here, which is that opening between one person and another, this close connection that you have, where it felt like you were at the end of your tether and it felt like a bit of a burden that you're carrying. All of a sudden, this Ace of Pentacles that came in with that Wheel of Fortune is offering you that opportunity. Okay, so it feels like whoever you've been connected with, where it has felt a little bit strained, where you're having to just plod along, but it's been a heavy load to carry. This news of this Ace of Pentacles, it's a game changer. and it's a no-brainer, like I said before. Okay, so you start to recognize, oh wow, there is growth potential in this, and as you do so, as you have that opening, heart to heart with that close connection of yours, and all of a sudden everything is brought to light with the Sun card. You're starting to feel like, wow, the illumination, things aren't so hidden anymore. Okay, you're starting to get excited. The sun is shining the light on all of it, and as it does so, there's a lot of abundance, a lot of growth and potential involved there, and that really heals this connection that you have with a significant person. So obviously I can't be specific because this is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. But I really, really love that. It feels to me like this energy of battling for your protection and your own sense of security and safety has been wearing you thin in the leading up to this point. But as you move through those energies in the beginning of June, and you get this amazing aha, like lightning struck moment, it's a total game changer. You use the rest of the month to really research it, and then as you start to look more and more, it's like things fall into lap. Signs and synchronicities, solutions to problems start to kind of fall in, and then you start to see that this has a hell of a lot of potential. Okay, and kind of getting excited and no longer battling anymore, getting excited, changing that vibration enables you to get really, really excited with somebody else, someone who's now on the same page and who is willing to invest in this as well. Okay, so it's really beautiful. Scorpio is really nice. We are going to close this reading off with a oracle card. What does Scorpio need to know, please, for the month of June? For their highest good. Okay, I'll take the one that flew off all by itself. All the way down here. There's a chunk of cards and one card that flew all, which is very similar to my judgment card. This is the initiation. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Okay, you see how it's always the darkest before dawn. And look at how similar these cards are. Moving from a dark cave towards your paradise. So really this is your rite of passage. Okay, you are precisely where you need to be in June. The question is, you've always this judgment call that you need to make, it's about wish fulfillment. Okay, this is like the energy is so serving you at this time, and you can really do well with it, but the call is yours. Okay, so that's all I have for you, Scorpio. I really hope it helped. I hope it resonated. I hope you're excited now for June. If you're interested in a personal reading, check out my website, loveItOrMore.com. Details in the description box below. And I'll see you next month. Bye. Take care.